Alright, Section 3, Principles of Operation, Introduction, Drivetrain, Fuel System, Exhaust System, Cooling System, Electrical System, Air System, Braking, Brake Steering, Hydraulic System, all except the M915A2, Air Conditioning System, all except the M915A2, the M916A1, Central Tire Inflation System, the CTIS, M917A1 and M917A1 with Material Control System. Introduction. All vehicles exhibit the A functional system of the drivetrain, the fuel system, exhaust system, cooling system, electrical system, air brakes, and brakes and steering. All vehicles except the M915A2, the hydraulic system, all vehicles the M915A2, but the M916A have the air conditioner system, the additional system, the M917A1, M917A1 with material control system and central tire inflation system. The section applied with the overall operation of these systems. The drivetrain we give it the M915A2 with the 60 with the Detroit diesel engine with the Allison 4-speed automatic train connected with the RTP 40 145P rear tandem axle, the M916A1, M916A2 with the RT52 162P random tandem axle, and the actual full front drive air with the axle receive with the power of the actual train for the cover of the transmission, the engine, M917A with the M917A1 with the material control safety to drive the train, similar to the M916A2, but different. All the tag axles modified with incorporated the central tire inflation system plumbing. Show the engine, transmission, forward, rear axle, and rear axles. Front drive axle, transfer case, engine. 115 fuel system. Fuel to power the engine, pump of the fuel tank with the engine mount with the fuel pump of the engine fuel system consists of the one electrical unit with the injector per assembled and transfer pump of low pressure fuel line with primary and secondary filter of the engines covered with the electrical control system shifted by idle speed with the limit of the engine maximum speed with the driver's control engine speed with the position electrical foot pedal assembly. Fuel filters span on the type of the primary fuel filters, hand fuel with the pump, primary pump with the water and fuel. It may be drained through the tank and through the drain port located with the bottom of the tank. There's an either quick start system with the cold weather on the M915A2, A1, M916, 916A1 initially built with the 916A2 and 917A1, M917A1 with the material control system. Manual control V with the push button with the instrumental panel over the cab on newer the M916A with the M917A with the M917A with the material control system with either the quick start system and computer control. This with its own head restricted fitting of the upper fitting of the fuel, the primary fuel filter with hand water from drain, secondary fuel, and fuel tank. The exhaust system removes the exhaust gap of the engine through the exhaust manifold turbocharger. The gas flows into the exhaust pipe of the muffler atmosphere above the cap. Shift of the muffler exhaust manifold with the turbocharger of the exhaust pipes. Cooling shift. The cooling shift is given to the circulating pump of the cooling filter, the tube, the 190 for the thermostat with the cooling for the transmission oil cool radiator with the belt drive of the cooling system. Cool with the engine mean with the circulating pressure for the ethyl glycol base of the coolant with the engine over the radiator. Two thermostat circulating pump the inlet from the radiator with the model DDEC 12. The two thermostat with the circulating pump the inlet from the radiator. 118 electrical system. The 412-volt batteries connected with a series power supply with a 12-volt electrical system. Provide 24-volt with a starter motor with a blackout and accessory with a trailer connection with dumb. Dual voltage alternating current with the mount and the fire wall with the engine compartment to regulate the distribution over the 12 and 24 volts. So for the battery, 12-volt batteries, the series parallel switch to the cabin and 24-volt starter. Alright, 119 air system, the air compressor for the air drive, the air reservoir, various lines that also include with the air system, air pressure gauge with the located with the dashboard, with UV monitoring air pressure, with the safety operating and all the way operating with the main component for the vehicle, the M917A, M917A1 material control safety, material control system, the chassis air supply with the operating with the central tire inflation system, the tailgate relief the air cylinder, the M917A with the material control system, the chassis system interface with the material control system, air system operates the material control system tailgate. Show the air gauges primary and the compressor and the holding tanks. The brakes, the dual air brakes system exhibit the two independent air brakes system with a single set of the brakes. Each system has its own reservoir pumping and plumbing and brake chamber. The primary system operates with the surface brakes on the rear axle. The secondary system operates the surface brake on the front axle. The tractor trailer configuration surface brakes with the both sent to the trailer. Loss of air pressure for the primary system coupled with the rear surface brake will become inoperative with the front brake will continue with the operative secondary system air pressure for the addition of the trailer brake for the operative with the secondary system with the loss of the secondary system air pressure coupled with the front axle brake becoming inoperative with the serve as the brakes, and the trailer brakes will be operated primary system. The warning light and buzzer include the cab coming in with the air pressure for the drop of this below 60 degrees for 64 psi. If it happens, check with the air pressure for the cave to determine the system. The hollow air pressure, although the vehicle sped, can reduce even the foot brake control pedal with the front, with the rear surface of the brake will not operate longer stopping distance. Bring with the vehicle to a safe stop, then have the air system before returning, continuing. On tractor trailer vehicle with both of the primary and secondary systems become within operative of the trailer, shoulder and the spring of the brakes will automatically apply with the air pressure drop of the 35 to 40 psi, 45 psi with the tractor. Spring parking brake will automatically apply the air pressure drop below with the 45 psi. All vehicles with a 4-channel anti-lock brake system can operate for the brake with the non-abscessive brake shoes. All vehicles except the M915A with the M916A with the automatic adjusting slack adjuster on the axle of the brake chamber that have the stroke alert with the indicator that allow for the operator with his monitored brake shoes air wear. Show that the air gave the brake control secondary, primary, rear axle, spring with the brake chamber, the compressor of the front axle, brake chambers. 121 steering. The power steering system gives the integral steering gear which includes the manual steering mechanism to the hydraulic control, the hydraulic hose, the power steering pump of the reservoir, and other components of the power steering pump driven the engine provide the power assist of the steering system. Shift the steering gear with the power steering pump and the reservoir. Hydraulic system auction for the M915A2 for the M916A1, M916A2 for the have the hydraulic system, either the supply with the hydraulic power to the winch for the motor with the hydraulic system, and either the compressed compromise with the 50-gallon frame mounted tank with the hydraulic pump driven with the transmission pump on the PTO. On the M968 with the M968-2 with the engine running with the PTO engaged the hydraulic pump with the tanks of the fluid from the tank delivers it to the winch control valve bank with the valve bank of a 2-speed control valve with direction control valve with the M915A with the M915A with the material control so many hydraulic system either the rave the lower the dump body. Hydraulic system all except the PTO transmission with the hydraulic tank with the motor winch drum and the tandem hydraulic pump with the hydraulic control valves. Alright, 123, the air conditioning system all except the M915A with the M968-1 with the air conditioning unit, part of the heaters mounted with the arm with the glove compartment, super the unit consists of the heat core, air conditioning, evaporator, cold blower, motor control valves, air duct, the switch and return with the motor with the control lever with the 4 speed blower with control of the flow rate. Even cab temperature is maintained with controlling the coolant through over the heater core with the refrigerant flowing with the evaporator core, blower switch mode over the control of the temperature control switch. Or 124, your central tire inflation system for the M917A and M917A with the material control system. The operation of the central tire inflation system is regulated with the tire pressure at all wheels, allows the operating with the dump truck, all road surface, the aircraft with a wide variety of the terrain, including off-road, where the vehicle is stuck due to the extreme conditions, ice and snow, mud, where the tire is leaking due to the minor puncture or the other damage. Central tire inflation system with the air with the vehicle air system, paragraph 119 air. The ride with the wheel of the dedicated pneumatic system plugged through the vehicle's wet tank. Electrical control unit is mounted with the shift tower inside of the cab of the operator with the selector panel that was built with the ECU with allowing the operator entry with the system of the commands and instructions. Your central tire inflation system operator control the electronic control unit, pneumatic control, cab speed sensor to exhaust the atmosphere, air dryer, wheel valve, pressure switch, quick release valve, the airlines. Alright, the central tire inflation system, 4 terrain settings maybe select a highway crossing, cross country, run flat mode, tires damage minimum, puncture with a slow leak with a slightly run flat cover the central tire inflation system monitoring tire pressure every 15 seconds to reinflate the tire. Tire pressure can be manually checked, air added to the tire through the conventional air valve located at each of the wheel valve. The major component of the central tire inflation system are the ECU control unit operated with the selecting panel without control maintained with the microprep with the control of the system operator selector panel with the pneumatic control directs temperature through the airline for the wheel valve according to the ECU commands air drive that separate the moisture fills with the impurity with the compressed air system before it enters the central tire inflation system pressure switch air as X prior back prior X as a brake prior for the switching of the central tire inflation system for the composing and air with the air brake system has a minimum of 85 psi of air. Your speed sensor monitor with the transfer case the sense of the vehicle speed with the signal with the ECU with the automatically inflate for the tire when spinning the speed that exceeds 10 miles an hour with the top speed setting with the selected mode. Your quick release valve that allow the air from the pneumatic control unit for the inflate with the vent air during a deflation. Wheel out to isolate the air pressure in the tire the normal operation for the tire removal air valve, the wheel valve allow the inflation and deflation using the standard manual inflation equipment. For the operator's control, electrical and pneumatic control unit cab speed sensor goes off the air and wheel valve, the air valve, air drives for pressure switch, airlines quick release valve, air, and that was the rest of Chapter 1. Chapter 2, the operating instructions.